What if I told you in Greenville, North Carolina, $1,400 a month for rent might be a number that changes everything?
And not because $1,400 is cheap, and it's not because it's expensive. Because if you look at that number, renting and buying start making a whole lot closer sense than most people realize and think about. And if you're moving to Greenville or thinking about moving to Greenville, this matters more than ever. So we talk to all the time people who say things like, we want to buy, maybe we should rent first. And honestly, that feels smart. It feels easy, it feels safe, it feels reliable. But
you don't need, basically, if you're renting, you don't need to worry about repairs in the house. You don't have to come up with a big plan for the house, and you don't have to think about property tax, insurance, and interest rate. And you just pay that rent, you move in, and you move on with your life. But here's a big question. What is that big question?
What happens if you do that for 1 year? Okay, what about 3 years? Oh, 7 years. Because in Greenville, that math starts changing at that $1,400 mark. Because right now, the key for this, Greenville's average rent is about $1,400, and the median list price at the filming of this video was $275,000. And homes are pending in about 31 days to 42 days, so they are priced right. It's not a frozen market. Buyers have real opportunities. So let's make this simple. You have to compare your rent and not just the mortgage. You have to compare rent and the mortgage payment.
No, that's actually the mistake, because most of people, they're looking at that just comparing the rent with the mortgage. And we wanted to talk about it more in details, because owning a home is not just paying a mortgage. It's mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and sometimes PMI, premium mortgage insurance, or even HOA, basically fees. So yes, on the paper, buying look more expensive than renting for each month. But what else?
But in Greenville, $275,000 and a 6% interest rate with, let's just go with 10% down. Research is showing you that that home can price at about, at the filming of the video, about $2,134 on any townhome in the area. And you're gonna say, that's a lot for a townhome. It's a lot higher than $1,400. People stop right there and say, see, renting is cheaper, that's what I'm gonna do. But that's really not the whole story. Because when that rent goes, the money is gone. But when you own, that payment is now part of something for you.
Exactly. Therefore, in same simple research that they done, about $253 a month is going toward you're paying your loan. No, therefore $253 you're paying toward your principal. And if you're, let's assume, based on our data, that your home actually appreciate 2% every year. And if you add these two numbers, 2% appreciation plus $253 that you pay for each mortgage, adding up to get $458.
No, $458 plus the $253. So it
exactly, $253 plus $458. Now, when we're looking at running those numbers for $275,000, we mentioned about $2,134. And if you take out all these two numbers, 253 and 458, you came up at $1,422 a month. And this is why that $1,400 that we start saying it in the beginning of video makes sense.
Because suddenly when you're renting at $1,400 and not owning, you're not in the same planet anymore. But they are standing very close to each other. So let's just talk about that. Doesn't mean everybody needs to buy right now. Absolutely no. But it's understand to know important. It's not about saying rent is bad. It's not about saying renting is safer. It's especially when you're coming here to Greenville. Because if you're coming here for Greenville for a better lifestyle for your family, lower cost of living than bigger cities, you are intending to stay for more than 1 year, it's not just what is going to be my monthly payment. So that is a very important question. You also have to ask, what is my opportunity cost? I know that's my econ words. What am I missing out if I wait? Because waiting is not free.
Exactly. Therefore, as we said, waiting is not free. One of the other research reports mentioned that in a 1 year delay, when you add up rising home prices, and beside of that, you pay 12 months of rents of $1,400, this actually add up almost going over $30,000. And this is a huge number for just waiting for that 1 year, because for a lot of people, that's that this is the part actually nobody talks about it. And people worry so much about making a not wrong move, and they never ask themselves, doing nothing is actually costing them or costing me even more.
Now let's go one step further. You've researched the middle of the road 7-year scenario and you started breaking even at 1431. In plain English, that means you're paying rent on the level and your buying gets very competitive and financial over time. Now in Greenville, the real world bandwidth is shifting in that number because small changes can make a big change. So if your rent comes over and over out of your pocket into somebody else's pocket, right? So instead you want it to go into your pocket because you're not. Because when you're renting, you're not an owner, you're not an investor, you need a little bit more appreciation, you need a little less PMI, you know how much money you need to get a down payment, what numbers work for you. But that tax information on the housing and the best earned, the insurance prices, although understand those online calculators can be wrong. And this is why it's important to have tipping information, or that can be the tipping point, to be entirely honest. This is the difference between an owner and a renter is much smaller than people think.
Exactly. Therefore, this is also why, for example, townhomes makes sense when you are, for example, relocating from other state to Greenville, North Carolina, or you wanted to buy your first home. This townhouse give you actually a lower entry point, less exterior maintenance, and more lock and leave lifestyle. Basically, this is great for many busy professionals, medical workers, university staff, even you coming to work one of the pharmaceutical or one of the high-tech company. Buyers that they are moving from out of the town to this area, and this helps you with a lot of costs, like maintaining even your backyard, your grass around the house. These will help you to cut many of those fees for you.
The next thing we're going to talk about is HOA, because HOAs of course matter. A lot of people think HOAs matter, but in our area there are HOA fees of $80, $150, $200, $250, and those numbers actually need to look at because sometimes those HOAs save you time, stress, and maintenance headaches. So here's the real takeaway. It's not what you rent versus mortgage, you're missing the story.
Exactly. Therefore, the better question that you need to ask yourself, how long you will stay in the area in Greenville, North Carolina, what kind of home might fit your lifestyle, and what type of the part of the payment are you keeping, and finally, what does waiting for you cost even? And because if you're relocating to Greenville and you think you will be here for 3, 5, or 7 years, or sometimes 10 years, then you really deserve to seriously look further in everything that we already unpacked for you in this video.
And if you're a first-time buyer, I hope this encourages you because you don't have to figure everything out. You need to understand the real numbers in our area, and don't trust the online websites because they get it wrong a lot. Talking to a lender, one of our preferred lenders will help you because we've seen how they work on the back end. I get paid $0 from my lenders, and I don't want to get paid from them. I want to be able to just judge them based on their performance. And then you look at how much they need down. Maybe you need 3%, maybe you need 5%, maybe you need 10%, maybe you absolutely need that 0. But then how much is that monthly payment going to change? What is your PMI? What is the cash up front? Can you be relieved from the PMI, or are you going to be stuck with it? You need to know, is that home that you're thinking about buying have to be in the city limits, or do we have to go outside of the city limits? Because those taxes are going to change, and you want to make sure that we understand how to get an insurance quote, not at the last second, but at the time when we're just looking at our numbers.
Exactly. Because in Greenville, once rents...
Oh, I didn't mention, and you have to know your HOA fees.
In Greenville, when the rents gets around $1,400, you are close enough to be at the line. Buying may take even more sense for you than you think.
And if you're picking the right home in the right area with the right strategy, today's payment is not just a bill. It's a step towards your stability and your ownership. It's a step towards building something for yourself instead of building something for your landlord. And if you're relocating to our area, or you are a first-time home buyer, you need to figure out whether renting or buying makes sense for you. And we are happy to talk to you and really share what we might know and share with you, because
and we would love to break down those numbers for you.
He can do math in his head, and he's not a lender.
And show you the best area and help you decide, make sense of your budget, your timeline, and your life. Because our goal is not just to buy a house for you, but the goal is making a smart move for you. And we are here at Island Victoria Pinder.
And at that $1,400 a month, it's really important that you have this type of thinking, because that $1,400 might cost you.
Exactly. We are here at Island Victoria Pinder, real estate agent in Greenville, North Carolina. We love to connect and help with you with your real estate need. Don't forget to watch all of our playlists here, and don't forget to subscribe in our channel, write us a comment. We love to connect with you. And also you can book an appointment with us through the Calendly in the link description below, or you can call or text us. We're happy to help you anytime, and have a blessed day.